Hey, my name's Chris and this is Headlight Revolution, and today we're working with a 2013 Polaris Ranger 900 with tracks, an LED light bar, and all kinds of other goodies. And I'm going to show you how to put LED headlights in your Ranger. This is going to work with any UTV that has the H13 headlight bulbs. If your headlights look like this and they've got the H13, whether it's a Razor or a Ranger or other Polaris vehicle, this is going to be basically the same project. And why we're doing LED headlights is this is a product that's never really existed before. It's from GTR Lighting. They put out 2,200 lumens of light on the low beam and 2,600 lumens of light on the high beam. Stock headlights are about 1,000 lumens a piece, so this is going to be a pretty serious upgrade. Now this kind of a product has never really existed before, so we're pretty excited to play around with it. We've got to put them in some vehicles, and so far they've worked really, really well. First, we're going to give you a tour around this wild Ranger. Then we're going to talk about why we picked this product for the install, and then I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. So this Ranger is really a beast. We got the Power V plow from Boss. This is a 6'6" UTV plow. We got the Warn winch in the front bumper. We got the track system, which is the coolest thing that you can probably do to one of these vehicles. We got the half door setup. We got an aftermarket Grant GT steering wheel. If you look inside, the control for all the lighting below the heater controls is the GTR Lighting LED halo switches. We got the headliner on this thing. In the back, we have the 6-inch Vision X PX series LED lights. These are the brightest 6-inch LED lights that you can get. And then between the two of them, mounted below the roof, you've got this LED strip that acts as the parking light. This comes on with ignition. And then below the box, we have another LED lamp. We have the Vision X square utility light, and that's connected to our reverse. That is an amazing reverse light. If you want to get one of those for your UTV, we can definitely hook you up. Now up on the roof, we've also got the Vision X LED amber beacon. It's not a real big product, but you can see it's the perfect size for a vehicle of this shape. We have the LED headlights that we just put in from GTR Lighting, and last but certainly not least, coming in at 45,000 lumens of light output, we have the 50-inch Vision X PX series LED light bar. This is the brightest LED light bar in the world that you can get your hands on today. It's made by Vision X, and we can get one for you. If you have a Polaris Ranger or Razor that doesn't have the OEM LED headlights, and you don't want to spend $700 or $800 on a replacement LED system for your headlights, we got a really, really good option. This is what an H13 halogen bulb looks like on this Ranger. Should be the same on any Polaris vehicle with this type of headlight that doesn't come with the OEM LED headlight housings. The thing I want to point out is the base. You can kind of see how that looks. It's really muddy because there's nothing shielding the bottom side of the headlight housing on this particular vehicle. So we need an option that isn't going to be too susceptible to water, snow, mud, whatever you're driving through, because on this vehicle it's all exposed. You're also going to want something that plugs into the factory connector. This has two little butterfly tabs for installing and removing the bulb, and it has this 3-pin system which plugs into the factory headlight wiring. So we're going to use something that's going to be a direct plug and play with no modifications required, and this is one of the reasons why we chose the LED Headlight Conversion Kit instead of a different option. You can do higher wattage halogen bulbs. Those are just going to get hot and burn out soon. You can do an HID system, which has a lot of extra parts and may not do very well in this environment, so we're doing the LED headlights. First, here's the HID headlight system. You have two bulbs. You see they have the same type of base, and they will plug in the same as your factory halogen headlights. But you also have these two giant ballasts. In most applications, this isn't a big deal because on a car or truck, you have a lot of places to mount this. But it's pretty large and pretty heavy. You can't just have it floating around. You have to secure it somewhere. And then you have one connector for the incoming power, which plugs into your factory wiring, and two connectors that go from the ballast to the bulb. So on each side, just from the ballast to the bulb, you have three connections. Each one may be susceptible to water, snow, mud, or anything else getting in there. It's just not a great place to have this type of a system exposed to the elements. The biggest reason why we recommend the LED headlight instead of HID is because to do an HID conversion kit, you need this great big relay harness. You have to figure out a place to mount this and run it through the front of your vehicle, connect to the battery, connect to the factory headlight wiring, connect to the ballast, connect to the bulbs, and there's all those connections, which kind of makes it a pain to install on this type of a vehicle. Again, a lot of it is exposed to the elements. You have to do a lot of waterproofing and extra work to make this all fit together. You can make this work, and it will be brighter. The 35 watt system puts out about 3,500 lumens. The 55 watt system like this puts out about 5,000 lumens, and our stock headlights are gonna run around 1,000 to 1,100 lumens of light. So the HID system is the good option if you want the brightest possible light. But all things considered, I really like the idea of going with this new LED headlight conversion kit from GTR Lighting. Here's the bulb. You see it kind of looks different than probably anything that you've seen before. It has this great big rounded heat sink on the bottom with an enclosed fan, which is water resistant. I like this style of LED headlight because it has the grate, so if you get ice or snow or mud up here, it's not just gonna directly get into the fan, it's gonna be stopped by this grate. And the way this works is you have all these slits in the heat sink, and the fan is gonna put air past those fins. So no matter if you have some ice or mud down here, as long as you also have some openings around the base of the heatsink, you're gonna be getting some cooling. You can see that the way it connects is gonna be the same as your stock headlight in terms of how it mounts in the housing, but the base is gonna be bigger. It does fit the Polaris Ranger headlight system. You just have to loosen up the headlights to get access, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Instead of a big relay harness and great big ballasts and multiple connections, all you have is one connection that goes from the driver to the bulb. So first you connect it to your factory headlight wiring. It goes to the LED driver, which is much smaller than an HID ballast. And then in the middle, you connect the driver to the bulb with one connection, and that connects to your new LED bulb. Now this is a really, really good connection, better than what you find even on some HID kits, and better than any other LED headlight system you're gonna find. It screws together, it has a keyway, so it only goes in the right way. You can't screw it up, and it does look like it would be semi-waterproof, but for this application, I'm gonna recommend putting dielectric grease inside your connector and heat shrink tubing over the wiring, so that when you connect it all together, it's sealed inside with the grease, and then you can tighten it up, slide your heat shrink over, then heat shrink it closed, and that's just gonna give you another measure of waterproofing and weather resistance so that it stays non-corroded for a longer time. This new LED headlight system puts out 2,200 lumens of light on the low beam, which is double the stock lights, and 2,600 lumens of light, which is more than double for your high beam. They have an estimated lifespan of roughly 30,000 hours, and the GTR Lighting product has a lifetime warranty, which is different than any other LED headlight that we've seen. Other people are claiming a 2 or 3 year warranty. GTR Lighting headlights have the same warranty on HID or LED headlights. It's a lifetime. You got a problem with them, they'll get replaced. So here's the light output of the stock H13 halogen headlight bulbs. We're about 20 feet away from the wall, so not too terribly far. Just enough to show you the color and width of the light output. At this distance, it's not a very wide light, and it's very yellow. I just don't really think it's very bright, but this is what you can expect from stock halogen headlights. Normally, to replace your stock H13 halogen headlights, all you gotta do is reach up here, find the bulb, twist it, and pull it out. You got lots of room to disconnect it from the factory wiring, and that's it. Unfortunately, because the heatsink on the new LED bulbs is so big, you can't reach it up from behind. We have to get access to the top of the headlight, adjust it so that we get some more clearance, and then we'll be able to slide the LED headlight bulb in place. First, we're gonna take off the front cover, and to do that, it just twist, and lift it off. Set that out of the way. Next, we have two fasteners that need to be removed. There's a T30 Torx bit up here and a little plastic clip that holds this plastic cover on. We don't have to completely remove it, but just get it loose so we can get our hands in there and access the headlight. I'm gonna use a pry tool for this clip. Just get it started. Now this whole assembly is loose and we can get access to the headlight. The last thing we have to remove is right down here, there's a Phillips screw that holds the headlight into the front bumper assembly. I'm just going to get it started with a screwdriver, and you should be able to just get it the rest of the way with your hand. Now we can have full access to the headlight. The whole thing moves, and that's going to give us our clearance for the new LED headlight bulb to fit. Now the other thing is, once you get this done, you're going to want to aim your headlights. So don't completely put this together. Put that screw back in place and keep it kind of loose so that you can move this up and down and aim your headlights where you want them to be. So take your LED headlight, connect it to the external driver, and drop it down the hole where all the wiring is. And then adjust the headlight bucket until you can fit the whole LED bulb in there. And it's going to install, twist, and turn just like the factory headlight. We drop the wiring down from behind the headlight into the wheel well, and so now we take the H13 connector that looks like the original bulb, which is attached to our LED driver, and connect it to the factory H13 connector like so. Plug it in until it locks in place, tug on it to make sure it's not coming loose, and that's all the wiring. Now it's just a matter of zip tying this up and out of the way so that it doesn't get caught or pinched in anything mechanical moving on the vehicle. Now I'm going to briefly align this. I got one hand on the back of the headlight housing and the other hand holding the screwdriver, which is already lined up with the screw that keeps it all in place. I've got it shining on a wall in front of us. One hand I'm going to hold the headlight where I want it, and the other hand we're going to tighten down that screw. And there you go. Do that to the other side and your install is complete. So now we have the new GTR Lighting LED Headlight Conversion Kit on the driver's side. This is a 6000K, 2200 low beam LED, 2600 high beam LED. And the way it works is right now we're on low beam, and if I switch it to high beam, the other LED on the LED Headlight Conversion Kit turns on. So that's why it goes from 2200 low beam to 2600 lumen high beam when you switch between them. Low beam is just the top LED, high beam is both top and bottom LEDs. You can see the intensity is way brighter. They look a lot nicer. Really makes this vehicle look better with LED headlights. So now you can see the halogen stock headlight on the right side and the new GTR Lighting LED headlight on the left side. The stock headlight is very yellow. The beam pattern is very narrow. For a car, that might be kind of nice, but this is an off-road vehicle, and for that we want something a little bit more off-road in the lighting. This type of headlight is basically, think of it like transforming your headlights into LED off-road lights. So here they are together. You have the halogen one on the right, and here is just the LED headlight. You can see the beam pattern is more usable, kind of up where you need it. It's not just in a thin beam. This is going to illuminate the trail or whatever you're riding on a lot better than your stock headlights will. So here you can see the beam pattern of both the LED headlights. You can see they kind of have an upward and to the outside arc to them, where there's a low spot in the middle of the entire beam pattern. But the majority of your light is down low in that center section. It's kind of like a V shape, but it's a really fat and wide V shape. This kind of a light output is something you'd probably expect to be used on an off-road vehicle like this, more so than the thin, straight beam pattern of the stock yellow, dim H13 halogen headlights. This is definitely going to give you more light output on the trail, on the lake, in the swamp, whatever you're doing with your ATV. This is a good headlight upgrade for the job. If you want to do any of these things to your UTV, the LED headlights, the Vision X off-road lights, any of that type of product, we can hook you up. Check us out at www.headlightrevolution.com. And if you like what you saw in this video, please subscribe. You'll probably like our next video too. Thanks for watching.